what is the Islamic Republic going to do? Do you think, Armin, that they will potentially stop shooting at ships? Do you think there's going to be a way where they are going to let the ships go through at this point? Because we've seen everything go against that. They've actually been, you know, they had the opportunity to apologize, issue a public statement. They didn't do it. They closed it. They're firing on ships yesterday, the day before. Today, CENTCOM confirmed they're again firing on ships today. I don't really see them letting go of this one. And at this point, it doesn't really seem like Alibov is going to be able to throw the "it wasn't me, it was the hardliner IRGC commanders." I don't think that's going to fly anymore. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the Americans should respond a lot more significantly than what we've seen so far. But even if they do, the impression that we're getting from both sides' behavior is neither side wants to escalate to a level that we saw like during the 40-day war, right? So at least that's the impression that we're getting from both sides. So even if it escalates more, people are saying that based on the behavior from both sides, neither side is ready to go to that level. So it will take, but also the impression on both sides is the impressions on both sides right now is that there will be the third war coming, right? The third war is coming, but just not right now, right? So given the way that both sides are behaving, unless they're, you know, faking it so that they could do a surprise move, but based on observable behavior, it seems like the Islamic Republic is trying to signal that we're going to do some tough talking, we're going to hit some things, but we are not interested in going into a full scale head to head military operation right now. So we're going to, you know, we might talk really tough, but we're going to be like show to the Americans that our responses will be limited, right? And the Americans also seem to be like increasing the way that they are hitting right now, like making it 5 times as stronger than they used to, but still not at all close to what we were used to during the 40-day war. Not at all get close to that. And they're also signaling to the Islamic Republic that yeah, we're going to come and be very aggressive against you, but we won't escalate unless you don't, as long as you don't escalate. But so both of them are at the same time, though, getting ready for something that they think is inevitable, which is the a major escalation. So the first war was in June 2025 with Operation Midnight Hammer and the 12-day war by Israel. The second war was the 40-day war after 40 days, for 40 days after February 28th, and it was 28, right? Or 25th? I forgot. Okay. So, and then with Operation Epic Fury and Roaring Lion. And just like we expected after Operation Midnight Hammer for this to eventually get to a second phase, and it did. Now the expectation is that we're going to get to 28. The expectation is that now that we're going to go to a third one as well. And there's a lot of signs that suggest that we will have a third one, right? So, but right now the division within the Islamic Republic, other than the people who are talk other than the political division regarding get revenge or not get revenge or get revenge later, there also among the people within the military seems to be a division on the timing of this, because their understanding is that one way or another America is going to attack. So some people within the Islamic Republic are arguing that okay, then we should do it earlier so that we don't do it based on their timing, right? So why would we wait for when this is convenient for President Trump? We should do it at a time that is not convenient for President Trump. So that is something that might make this military operation end up happening sooner than either side wants, because the United States will also know that this is their calculation, so they might end up attacking sooner so that they have the upper hand, not the Islamic Republic. You're muted.
I've had that thought for a while now that why wouldn't the Islamic Republic just close the Bab el Mandeb with the Houthis, close the Strait of Hormuz, apply as much pressure as they possibly can right before the midterms and during the midterms? which is right now pretty much. We're 3 4 months away, 4 months away from the midterms. Why not ramp up pressure on Donald Trump, knowing that Donald Trump might be unwilling to bring things back to the level at which it was during the 40-day war?
Well, because then he will be willing if you do that.
That's the gamble that they're willing to take, apparently.
Right. Because then he will go from unwilling to willing if you go that far. Also, the Houthis are not cooperating as much as before because they can't, and the Islamic Republic doesn't have as much ability. So both sides have their limitations right now, right? The United States doesn't. It's not for United States. It's not military limitation. It's a little bit of that because of the missile interceptors, but it's also political limitation and also not having enough oil reserves. Right? Last when we started Operation Epic Fury, they had so much oil reserves so they could take they had enough cushion for the oil supply for the oil's supply chain to be disrupted without really affecting oil prices because they just tapped into the reserves. Right now they don't have that, so that's what holds back the Americans. Among it's the midterms, the munitions, the market, and the media. These are the four limitations the United States have. The Islamic Republic, the Islamic Republic is their economy is devastated. Um, they don't have as much launchers and as much missiles as they had before. They going back to like they would not be able to put pressure on Israel even remotely as much as they were able to do before. Hezbollah is weakened, so they can't put pressure as much before like that. Iraq's Hashd al-Shabi and the proxies there have been weakened, right? Also, the Islamic Republic saw how effective the U.S. blockade was, so putting that back on will devastate them even more economically. It will suffocate them. And also, the people who are making these decisions are also afraid that if they go back to full military operations, it's not just United States. United States is also going to give the green light to Israel, and Israel will just go and kill the remaining people that they left behind last time.
Absolutely. We actually have a lower level assassination that took place today, right now.
Mm.
So when they hit Ahvaz earlier, we just got confirmation right now that a IRGC deputy of logistics of an area in Ahvaz was targeted and eliminated. This level of senior officials are being targeted. So they're regional city officials that are being targeted. It's not really like, the general leadership of the Islamic Republic. They're being left alone. And the regional ones are being targeted. So that's a slight shift or maybe some sort of signaling there. Again, if this is signaling, the U.S. is trying to tell the Islamic Republic, hey, we're approaching that threshold where we're going to come after you directly, but we're not there yet. And it seems that if that's the case, the U.S. is also signaling that they're okay with the level of engagement that's happening so far. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that makes sense. Um,
So escalation
uh,
is trying to be avoided by both sides, but engagement isn't.
hmm. Yep. Also, put into your calculation the crisis of legitimacy as well, and the fact that the Islamic Republic needs to show something to because it needs to show that it's responding strong to the United States as well. How do you put that in as well in everything else you say?
It seems like that crisis of legitimacy is unclear as to how much it'll work, but I think they have the structure down because they're redirecting the people pretty well, it seems. The regime supporters are way too stupid to realize the nuances that they're being told about. I think they're largely going to follow in line. Ghalibov's
Hmm.
done a competent job. It seems like he's been preparing to take power his whole life. You would think that. I'm just kidding, guys. He
But
actually
that's true.
has.
But that's true when it comes to the leaders. Okay. What about the
But
masses? The masses are still angry. And I mean, if the masses, if they didn't care about the masses and how dangerous that is, that the people, that the base of support of the Islamic Republic is turning against them, they wouldn't be firing at the ships. Like the fact that they fired at the ships shows that, I mean, it's not just that they also can't afford to lose the Strait of Hormuz.
they cannot afford it, yeah. But it also
Yeah,
helps. I mean, they're fighting against Americans, and largely the past few nights they've been firing missiles at the U.S. Navy as well, to tell their own
right.
supporters we're actually fighting the Americans directly, not just targeting the Arab countries' bases.
So do you think the Islamic Republic could just ignore like a lot of its base of support being angry about what they're doing, and the only calculation is based on maintaining leverage?
I don't think they can ignore it. I think that's why they're pushing so hard right now and finding that line where the U.S. is not going to go back to full-on war, which is apparently this. Apparently, they can hit ships every day or try to hit ships every day, and the U.S. will just, continue to degrade their missile launching capabilities, and that's about it. Um,
Hmm.
Again, do these guys have a plan for more than 2 weeks in the future? I don't think so, but we're starting to see some signs that they're developing longer term plans here.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.